It's just more practice in your life to be successful. That's all failing is that it just gives you another chance to figure it out. The price doesn't change how we look at them, but you got to communicate. That's where things go wrong in those pre-purchases, is in the communication. You can talk about the diagnostics, you can talk about the maintenance injections, you can talk about the medicine, but you've got to be able to communicate as like, what do you really want to do with this horse? But in the end, we're still doing what's best for the horse and what's best for the rider at that time. Am I supposed to be here? Yeah, but sometimes you question the mentality of like, okay, am I really supposed to be here, or have I worked myself into this spot? And I will tell you that having the right people put me in this spot, like Charlie believed in me. That was enough. Just come on, we'll figure it out as we go. And that's what we've done. You just implant the proper systems around yourself to make it right.
Guys, welcome back to the 817 podcast. This week, I get to bring on my good friend, Dr. Scott Strosniter, the man that started off as a Buckeye and is now a purple horned frog. Scott, thanks for coming on this week, man.
Brother, thanks for having me. Very excited to be here. Very proud of you and your team for what you guys do. Matt, Taryn, and you, thanks for the business, man.
Well, listen.
We are shooting a lot of x-rays these days. Am I starting to glow?
And
Isn't that glow?
What did you say the other day? This is the Matthew McConaughey right here.
We're trying to get there one day at a time. Instead of saying, all right, it's hocks and stifles, hocks and stifles, hocks and stifles.
Whoop, SI every now and again.
Yeah, every now and then. You got to catch up with those.
Yes, sir.
Especially when those guys get a little overworked. You give them a little downtime.
I feel like that was kind of a hand slap at me.
It's okay. It's a hand slap to quite a few people sometimes, because every now and then you got to do what's best for the horse. Rest is best sometimes. It really is.
Absolutely.
Hey, don't be surprised if someone walks through here and asks for a Coggins or something weird while I'm here, okay? The girls might walk in.
They've got your location.
Oh, my gosh. It's been amazing. I've been here since July. My wife and kids moved since July of 2015. And it is the wild, wild west here, man. It's fantastic.
Where did y'all move from? From Ohio?
We are from Cincinnati, Ohio.
So y'all were living there?
We were living there. Lebanon, Ohio is where my wife and I had the kids. And she was working downtown Cincinnati, big corporate job, doing her thing. She was just getting tired of it. So we decided to, after many nights of prayer and worry and tears, we kind of took it upon ourselves that, hey, we're going to do this. But I'll tell you, Charlie Buchanan is some kind of hustler. He was really, really, really working on about 18 months. It took me to kind of make up my mind to get here, and it's changed our life. It really has. It's been an impressive run. I had told my wife this a while back in the spring. If you would have told me that coming down here was all about being a veterinarian, I would have told you there's no way that it's turned out to be as good as it has for our family. And it's all because of the horse. The horse has brought us down here, and the horse has made this all together. I told this to Sawyer at Christmas. This all happens because of the horse, man. All because of the horse.
Which is amazing, because this gets brought up on about every guest I have on. The horse is what brought us together as well. Me, you, a lot of my other friends. But you don't even ride horses. You're just our veterinarian. And
it's the funny thing is, I rode a mule about 2 days ago at Coulter Clem's.
Did you?
They were giving me a hard time. I said, Julia.
Saddle that ass.
Yeah, Julia. Julia does our media. And I'm the guy that's not I'm not afraid to be made fun of. I'm a clown.
Let's get in there.
So why not? So Coulter's riding these 2-year-olds. I'm like, you got two hand or one hand that thing? He goes, you better two hand him. I said, don't change the stirrups. Let him be. Let me get on that thing. Julie got some pretty good footage. They couldn't believe what you're like. You're a hand. I was like, yeah, I've got $628 worth of NCHA money won.
Yes, sir. You're a money earner.
It's so sad. I'm working on my belt one of these days. Get that unlimited, or what's that limited belt? 2,000 limited rider.
Absolutely. 4,000 now, I think it is.
Is it 4,000? I'm going to
Yes,
get there
sir.
in my 60s. I got about 5 more years. We'll start
I love
working through
that.
it. The interesting thing about it is so many veterinarians don't have that horsemanship skill. If you didn't ride, you're learning through mentors, or you're learning from, just a practice that you worked at. But if you rode and you understand, or I watch you cut and say, hey, that horse is short on the right coming across the pen, he loads up on his front end, you and I can have a conversation now. That's what I think makes some of us more successful than the others, that we know what you do and what you feel, because it's all about the trainer, the rider, what they're doing, how they're doing. It helps me diagnose.
And pinpoint.
It just makes me successful. I mean, that's the best part about it. You win, I win. Everyone does better. Horse is healed.
Yes, sir. I love that.
The good thing about that is that's the old racetrack principle. You didn't question the trainer. If he said we're going to inject the right front knee, yes, sir. And if that didn't fix him, then he'd come back to you and say, hey, can you look at this horse? Because those guys are around those horses day after day, night after night. Those grooms knew if that horse was pointing his right knee, it was bothering him. So you got to understand horsemanship sometimes, and that's what we lack a little bit in veterinary medicine. Not that I'm some old school teacher or anything like that. You got to listen to the horse.
But it does help. And from a trainer that's on the other side of that, I love it, because you could say, hey, man, you need to ride this horse in a backward circle for 2 weeks. I think it'd make it better. I trust that. And I think that's cool to have people in our corner like y'all and Charlie Buchanan. And I know there's so many more that are great veterinarians, but for us as trainers in the horse industry and where the horse industry is at, that's a key part of holding all of us together.
In Weatherford, Texas, if you are an equine veterinarian, you're on the A team. Everybody's good here. Everybody in our area is good. We all work pretty good together. We bounce ideas off each other. The great news of it is that if you're not busy, you're just not that good.
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. And that's not being braggart. That's not being egotistical. It's just the truth. There's so much business and so many horses here that everybody's busy.
So let's talk about that. Y'all moved down here in 2015. How has it changed through your eyes from then to now in just that 10, 11-year span?
I'll have to tell you, it's the land of milk and honey. It really is. It is. It's grown every year. I mean, we could give you analytical numbers. We could say all that stuff, but I think everyone can feel the growth of what's happened. I think COVID, as horrible as it was a growth marker for what happened to us afterwards. I think you guys understand it, and we did too. There was a time where I was concerned if we were going, as partners, going to take pay cuts to make sure that we take care of our people. And then all of a sudden it was like 6-8 months after COVID, there's a whole new marker for the horse industry. People actually took some of their money and just went back to buying using horses and just trail riding horses. And I'm pre-purchasing trail horses and, like you said, pleasure horses. It's an amazing process. Remember, I came from the era of that 06, 07, 08 market crash where I was driving around looking to float teeth. It had gotten pretty bad for us at one time up there.
Really?
It was pretty interesting to see that you're like, okay, people aren't going to vaccinate their horses. They're not going to do some wellness. We've got to get real creative in order to keep an equine practice going.
So it affected the horse market, especially in the lower, around Weatherford. Everybody that has a horse normally does it for a sport. Not a lot of hobby. Where we were at, there was some sports, some racing, some hobby. But remember, when things get tough, you don't get your hobbies anymore. No, the hobbies are the first thing cut. Exactly. And the interesting thing about all of that is it happens overnight. You call to check on somebody. Oh, I got rid of that horse. We won't need your services anymore. Oh, you're on the list.
So you got to recreate the list. Sometimes you don't get to recreate that list. It's a feast or famine type business. But luckily, being here, we're in a bubble. I think it's a bubble of business. I mean, you've seen what the prices have changed in some of these horses that I'm x-raying. I mean, it's just amazing the amount of pre-purchases that we do a year. Everybody's
and
afraid
for the amount of money on some of them.
Well, you got to. It's like buying a house. That's when the pressure gets really on the veterinarians, that you got to pick all the nuances. You got to check all the boxes. You got to make sure you're doing good, because people, man, horse people, as you know, they're savages. When things go wrong, they want to take your baby.
It's a tough world. It's a jungle.
They love their lawyers. Yes,
sir. So what is it like being on your side of things when you are making a pre-purchase on $1 million animal? You know, somebody's dream. And I know, as far as my side goes, like some of the customers, like you said, there's a variety of different customers. Some of them are the easiest, sweetest people to work with, and some of them can be lions.
The interesting thing is, I know when they're standing next to me like this, when I'm shooting x-rays and they're looking at every single x-rays, that the tensions get a little bit high. And in the sense that I just want to be right by what they want to do. And you got to, and you got to communicate. Sometimes x-rays are bad and the horse is going to be fine. And we're all going to get along and go on down the road and we're going to show. But you got to communicate. That's where things go wrong in those pre-purchases, is in the communication. You can talk about the diagnostics. You can talk about the maintenance injections. You can talk about the medicine. But you've got to be able to communicate as like, what do you really want to do with this horse? The price doesn't change how we look at them. Everybody thinks it does. It might make you a little more nervous on one aspect, but in the end, we're still doing what's best for the horse and what's best for the rider at that time.
That's pretty good.
You know, the hard part really is that people want you to hold this crystal ball in your hand and say, he's going to be great for 5 years. And in the back of your mind, you're like, you can load him on the trailer and he'll colic on the way home.
He could.
Yeah. That brings in the whole mental component of being a veterinarian. And sometimes, as I tell some people, is that you better be a little tough or a little rough around the edges to take on some of this stuff, because some of this stuff's out of your control. And we as veterinarians like to be in control. It's controlled chaos most of the time is what we do, just trying to keep everything structured and make sure it's right. Is this ox really that sore? Did I do the right thing here? Well, we're going to know in 10 days when you call me back, or 2 weeks, and say, Stroy's still not right. Those kinds of things bother you and keep you up at night, knowing is that, did I do what's best for the horse, or I do what's best for the rider? That's the big issue that you have to always deal with.
I love that you're asking that question to yourself, because what more could I ask for?
Well, it comes down to this. I think some of us care, and I think some of us are just doing this to make a living, because real good veterinarians have silent, I call it the silent illness, that you hold some of this stuff inside, hoping that things will change for the diagnosis or for the sickness. It's a situation where you always want to see the situation go right. And when it goes wrong, you're like, did I wish this upon myself for this thing to go bad? Not just medicine. I think being a human doctor is even a worst case scenario, because just people in general, I think, are good. But when things go bad, it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
Right. Yeah, there is a heavy dark cloud over you when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
How do you do? I mean,
here's the best part about this. Being a partner in a practice such as mine, there is an amazing team of people that stand beside you, that want to help you, that want to organize with you, help you figure out a solution. They are not problematic. They are solution driven. And that's what's key. And having great partners like Charlie and Ricky and Brad, and, just it's endless.
It's hard for something to go wrong when everybody's ready to fix it.
Because I always have someone that's there with another opinion or another thought process to make it go right.
And not just someone either. Them are all outstanding veterinarians. I mean,
they just really are. And they live it, they breathe it. My partner, Charlie Buchanan, is an obsessed individual. It's just he eats, sleeps, and breathes it. And that brings up a big point of why I'm here, is that this is his baby, and I'm helping him babysit it. And that means the world to me that I get to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
When you got a friend that's like, hey, you either come down here or you find me someone like you. And I'm like, you ain't finding someone like me. So I'll find a way to get down to you.
I'll be there.
I'll be there. So,
well, and what a special bond y'all
we do. And we are two totally different people. Two totally different people. It's okay. I'm a little eccentric, and he's a little bit more introverted, and that's good. And I always tease him sometimes because I was like, you might be on the spectrum a little bit, and it's okay. I still love you for it. And he's like, you can't say that to me. I was like, well, but I did, because I can, because that's what stepbrothers do. He's a really, really, really good cook. So if he ever calls you to come by and have the homemade pizza, guy's a chef.
I'm a big pizza guy too.
You'll have him on here at one point, but just remind him that I got on here before he did.
We will tell him.
We have a little competition in all aspects of our life, and you know what? He wins most of them, but that's okay.
But you know what? Iron sharpens iron.
Oh.
And I love that y'all's brotherhood there.
I love when he calls and asks me a question, and it's a question that he needs help with, but he always words it like he doesn't need the help, and that's okay. And I'll physically call him and go, this horse is still crippled. You need to come and see it. And he's like, I'll be there. It's a cool brotherhood. It really is. And I think that it stems from the fact that his father, T-Bone, believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. See, I worked for T-Bone back in 95, 96 while I was in vet school down in Minnesota. So you want to talk about learning by fire. That guy was like a Yoda. You could walk one off a trailer and he'd tell you which leg it was off in. So just being around that and seeing that type of workup and lameness just provided me with a whole new option of how to look at horses, how to deal with people, how to run a business. It was perfect in my life because you know this about me, that both of my parents passed on early.
I'm glad you brought that up. We talked about it briefly.
Yeah, it's just an interlude to,
So how old were you when they passed?
Mom was 2. Dad was 16, so I'm in high school. So I have put together systems or networks of people in my life that have kind of played that mentor role or father figure or mother figure, and T-Bone played a big part.
He was the guy.
He was just at the right place at the right time for me. And vet school's not easy. It's a mental strain on you. It's a struggle in all aspects of your life. And he put a belief in me that I've never forgotten. And I think that was a big part of me coming to Texas as well. And it's that legacy clause. Not that I'm ever going to be a T-Bone, but I'm going to be a part of that legacy.
Absolutely.
It's just like being a part of a strong team. Just like what you guys are doing at 817. You may, we just clip it along. 20 years from now, brother, you put a stamp on it. And I remind my kids of that. It's not necessarily what you're doing now. It's what you're leading on for the future.
Bam. I like that.
Is that the stamp?
Yeah, I look at that. That's when we
the clamps.
That was nice. Well, that's deep, but that's real. I mean, that's real talk.
Oh yeah, there's a whole emotional side to it too, man. I mean, that's just first time I saw T-Bone. Man, I had to walk around the corner. I thought I saw the relapse of my father. They're from that same generation. Those are superhero men.
Absolutely.
They were,
that generation was.
They're just different.
Yeah, I mean, my granddad, and he's still alive today, but I look at him like a Superman.
They're never going to die, man. That's how you look at them.
Yes, sir.
Those people are never going to die because they're all, what's the saying? Legends never die. Type situation. It's just amazing what they do.
It is. So that's cool about T-Bone, because obviously we're around a lot of veterinarians in our industry, but I've heard so many veterinarians talk about him being their foundation of, hey, this is why I'm a horse vet.
What people don't know is he was probably one of the early sports medicine veterinarians that kind of took on the injection role.
Kind of revolutionized what we're doing today.
Could you imagine those guys trying to inject a Docalina bred thing without tranquilizer for the first time? Talking about a chest plant. Someone got smoked that day, you know? And I think that's what's amazing why Charlie is he's so good at what he does, is that you are bred into that existence. Like, you're around it all the time. How can you not be good at it? You just get better because it's the volume that you see. It's just the amount of horses he's probably seen in his life is like, you know, write a book about it, man. Write a book about it. Like, all the weird things, all the things I'm like, hey, there's something still not right. You better put your eyes on this so we can learn something from it. Oh, this has happened to me 3 times. You know, just something weird and obscure, and it just works out good. And that's from experience. And you've had 50 years of it, you know? Right. Especially your father being around it and all that. And those were times when, T-Bone would tell me that it was a starting process of like, okay, we're going to try this today and see if it works. So that's why they call it equine practice, because sometimes you're practicing and nobody wants to hear that, but that's the truth of the matter. It's like when you look at me and say, let's do his SI, see if it helps him. Sounds good. It's not that I'm practicing, but in essence, I'm trying to see how this fits into the equation of making the horse better, right?
Absolutely.
And you can't be afraid of doing it. And a lot of veterinarians
you can't be scared to fail.
Oh.
In every aspect of life,
every
right?
aspect. Now, you'll teach it to Claire, like I've taught to my kids. We're going to go for
I want to hear you talk about some of that because we're going to get into that too. But, I mean, you're right. You cannot be scared to fail. Is your arena a little out of whack? Well, hit my man up, Nick Johnson, down at Skid Marks. He specializes in fixing up arenas, whether it's your base, sand, or if you're just looking for a re-level. He's got state-of-the-art equipment and focuses on the perfect job and footing for our equine athletes. So give Nick a call over at Skid Marks.
Because it's just more practice in your life to be successful. That's all failing is that it just gives you another chance to figure it out. Now, you can fail bad, of course. We can kill a horse, but we're going to make sure that we don't fail in that aspect. But we're going to fail to the point of trying to learn something. And sometimes,
it might kill that one, but it might save the next 200.
It happens more times than you know. And at the end of the day, when you have a collaborative effort with a group of people and you bring in like a brain trust, it's pretty powerful because you get to spread it to other veterinarians. I love it when classmates call me or other veterinarians call me and say, what do we do in this situation? Well, they've never seen it, and I've seen 5 of them. So it's a good way of passing on.
Absolutely. Knowledge and here's how you save a life.
It is never ending in our business. And I'm at the point now where I've failed enough that I can pass on, here's what you don't do. And I can remember T-Bone saying that to us one summer. He said, you'll get to the point where you know you're good is when you can tell other people you shouldn't do this because you failed at it before. It's the passing on of knowledge.
Just like training horses.
Oh, you guys have the hardest job, man. There's so many factors that go into training a horse. You know, the greatest part now is the genetics are so much better. They're getting better and better every year. So I will tell you, it's a little bit easier to train a horse, but it still requires an all-in effort.
Yeah, to be on that, you're right. I do agree with you there 100% on that. It's a lot easier to train a horse nowadays. For one, everybody has knowledge at the touch of a finger, at the touch of a button. You can learn from some of the best online of what they're doing, or the horses are better, the whole thing. To me, it is different, though, to get on the front page of that chatter. You got to have something a little special extra.
You got to have that feel.
The feel, yeah, absolutely.
You got to have that feel. And it's no different than me. Great example is, here to tell you, you're stud.
Yeah, I tried to tell you.
Try to tell you. Can we edit that?
No, I mean, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
You know, the
Dude, you look at 9 million horses. It's okay.
it is. I struggle with names sometimes. I will tell you that you've got to listen to what the horse is telling you sometimes too. And the interesting thing is not sometimes you don't have to pick them up. Sometimes you don't have to flex them. You can just watch them and know what the problem
And just
is.
say, hey.
And that's from years and years of experience. Years and years.
See,
of
that's
experience.
what I loved with you on that horse last year is when we'd come home after a couple of hard weeks of battling it out and big runs, and I'd come home and you'd just watch him walk down the aisle and say, here's what we're doing. And when I notice a change literally that evening, just the way he rests is amazing to me. So kudos to you.
And you and I have done a really good job in paying attention to what the horse wants to do and what he has to do. Meaning that sometimes that one week, and I was like, I think we should take a weekend off. And you're like, you got it. Thank you. We did it. Makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's why I love being on part of your team, is because no matter what I'm thinking, you're going to tell me what's best for the horse through your eyes. Now, our decision, that's our own route. But to me, having that knowledge to make a decision off of, man.
Key component. You had a good year. Horse was great.
He's just a great horse. Yeah, he's the breeding's going very well, really. I mean, doing more than I personally thought, because I try. This is obviously the first stud that I've had any success with, but I kind of have gone into it with low expectations. I love the horse. I think he's made perfect. I think he's great in every aspect, but there's so many great studs out there. I do think when Stanford's helped with their payout deal, their incentive, that helped, but there's so many great incentives and then so many great studs that are already produced,
We have a plethora of studs right now.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. And you fit him really well, and he worked with you really well. And the whole concept there is that he's going to go on and have a successful breeding career, and he's not crippled. That's the best part.
That's what I love about it too. I'm excited. We got to get him ready for Vegas.
Are you doing Run for a Million?
Yeah, I made it.
It's time to go.
Finally. The last 3 years I've been half a point out. They always call me to commentate, which is very awesome. And I'm glad I did it because, man, it just built the fire in me every year just a little stronger. Like,
you start looking at that other competition.
God, I want to be down in the arena instead of up here on a mic, even though I had fun on the mic. But all of us that were on the mic made it this year. So they're going to have to get a new panel.
You know what? It's like a little karma there. Get on the mic, get a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
People be fighting over the mic.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable event. Taylor don't play in anything he does out there.
You kind of stepped into the Yellowstone effect that I really want to talk about.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I've been here enough to see the concept of what's went on. Got to be a part of it a little bit. Got to work on a few of those horses in, 1883, 1923, all those. That was fun to see. He has opened up the Pandora's box to the concept that we all want to be a cowboy in some way.
Absolutely.
It is. And the girls want to be a little bit of a cowgirl, and we all want to wear the cool jeans and wear a hat. And, Sawyer's at TCU and all those kids, man, everyone wants to be a little bit of a cowboy. And I don't think this is going away for a while. I don't because his screenwriting is quite impressive. And it's all labeled around the Western lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And we all love it because we're in the bubble of the Western culture and it just keeps growing. It feeds the family. Oil boom. I mean, like I said, we're in the land of milk and honey, man. How can you not be happy or grateful or feel blessed not being here?
Absolutely.
It's never ending.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you can take it as high as you want to take it.
And speaking of taking it as high, the land prices around here how things have changed since I've been here too.
Crazy.
It's crazy. But I think that we're getting an influx of better horses, better people. Just wish they would fix the construction on 20 when I go into the futurity this year. Man, that is a struggle.
Please.
It's
terrible.
Phone be blowing up, and you're like, I'm about an hour away. Show up 2.5 hours later. People just mad. Like you got to leave at 4 in the morning.
Well, you can't do nothing either. There's no way around it.
And I don't think that it's going to change anytime soon.
No, it's the fastest growing. I mean, it's grown so much. And I moved here in 2010, 11, somewhere right in there. It's stupid.
You've seen the double bubble is what you've seen.
Yeah.
That 10 to 15, then 15 and beyond. And then the COVID caper came in, and then it just keeps rolling. I don't know what's going to happen now with a little bit of the oil and the gas and the prices of that. We'll just have to ride this out and see where it goes.
I bet it ends up good.
You know it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
I like the guy we got up there fighting for us.
All we can do. All we can do.
So let's dig into a little bit of your family life. You got a great family.
The goal is, I told my wife, I said, I won't get emotional on this one, but I'll tell you, I have a home life that is pretty impressive. I really do. My wife, being the corporate woman that she was, has taken on the role of kind of being the CEO of Team Stro. She does a great job. And that's a hard process. You've got Seth, a little boy with Down syndrome. Sawyer in college now at TCU. Sutton, a sophomore at Brock High School. It's a full-time job.
A lot going on.
It's a full-time job. And the greatest thing I can tell you is that I am able to do a lot as a father because I am at the right practice. And they allow me to do what I need to do.
For your family.
For my family. It is. And I miss a lot of things, but I also make a lot of things. I know that sounds kind of weird.
No, it doesn't.
But, these major events, I always try to make sure I'm there to help out in all aspects because people at shows, man, they really do need you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you're like, no, you don't need me right now. But they do. I mean, it's just what it comes down to. It's just
it's the thought of you being there, just the comfort.
It's the thought of the driving in the traffic one more time is the whole premise of the deal.
I love, speaking of some of the things that you do get to make, I love every morning you're in Seth's videos,
That is probably the greatest part of my day. It really is.
Because I love taking Claire to school.
He is. I'm going to write a book one day, and it's called On the Way to School with Your Kid, because it's the most concentrated amount of time that I spend with them sometimes.
Absolutely.
And it's great. And for Seth, he doesn't get the notoriety of being a TCU baseball player. He doesn't get the notoriety of being a smart, good athlete at Brock High School. He just exists in his own world. But that world in the morning, him and I together, it's a powerful little vibe that we have together.
It's so powerful.
It is, and he loves it because he reminds every morning when he gets up, "Are you taking me? We should do a Snapchat." He thinks he's like a celebrity.
I love that.
It is, and it
really is because it helps set the tone for my day whenever I see that early in the morning.
I love his singing.
Oh, dude.
It's perfect pitch. I have had people light me up and go, "You're making fun of your own kid." I am, because he's mine and I can. And if he sings off key, it's okay. We all laugh about it.
And he's having a dang good time.
He is. Him and Ella Langley right now are probably going to collab and do some kind of music thing.
Which, who doesn't want to collab with Ella Langley?
Smoke.
I mean.
That's so fun. But
so he's got a great taste in music.
He's got a good taste in music, and he has such a great community that surrounds him. I've got Candy's sister and brother-in-law 500 feet away from our house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're like, I have my own little stroke
community.
Compound. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to be honest with you, they have him 80 to 90% of the time because he loves Aunt Rob and Uncle Phil. They're his world. And they're like, Kenny's both parents are passed away, mine are both passed away, so they fill that grandparent role.
Right.
And they are spoiled rotten, and they're taken such good care of, and they have a big time, and they love them. And he just exists in his own world with no expectations. He is in the moment. It is the greatest thing that I could ever have in my life, is that little boy.
So
He is.
that's so amazing.
He is, because as erratic and scattered in every 10 different places I'm going, he exists in one moment in time. And when you're in his moment, it's pure joy.
Yeah, there's nothing better.
Oh no, then that kid is just pure joy, as my wife says. So he's a fun kid. And I am a chosen parent to have him. Chosen to have him.
So your oldest boy, Sawyer, is a baseball star.
Yeah, but he's pretty much like almost the real dad to Seth.
So
He has spent
that's
a
what
ton
I
of
was
time.
going to ask.
They
all seem like they include and are always just like bros. They're supposed to be.
They are. There's a separation in age between Sawyer and Sutton, and that's okay. I tell them all the time, you may not want to coexist right now, but mama gonna die and I'm gonna die one day, and you'll have each other, and it'll be a powerful thing. And you'll remember
Absolutely.
I said this. You remember that you're having a brother or sister and the difference in age. You're like, go away. I said, there'll be a time when you'll be like, hey, you coming over for dinner? What are you doing this weekend? The fact that the love grows with age is a true matter.
No, you're right.
But Sawyer has filled a role playing that father figure to him a little bit, has been great. And that has only helped him from a mental toughness standpoint.
Yes.
As an athlete, is just, he doesn't get too worked up.
He knows where ground center is.
Oh, he does. Taking a O2.
Doesn't take stuff for granted.
Not at all. Not at all. And he can flush most things. It doesn't bother him. He knows that there's a bigger purpose, a higher power, and a little boy named Seth at home to be with.
Looking at him.
Oh yeah. He hit a home run this weekend in the Miracle League, and he's like, I look like Sawyer running around those bases, didn't I? I was like, you sure did, buddy. And Sawyer's like, man, I need to hit a home run so I look like Seth running on those bases.
I bet that was emotional.
Yeah. It's a constant little heartstring tug. It really is, because I couldn't write the script to this book of how it's played out for me. It's been fantastic, because for the loss that I've had, I have gained it 100-fold on the other side with my kids. It's been great. It's really been great.
That's special.
And I, as I told my wife when we moved here, the best part about doing this is you get to be the mom, and you get to do all the mom things that your mom probably never got to do. And that's my gift back to you for the gift that you gave to these boys. And it's been fun.
Amazing.
Yep. But you remember, the horse brought us here. That's the key.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. It is. Very, very cool. But we need to touch on the mental aspect of this, because
absolutely
the issues at hand become, it's hard for a trainer to deal with so much as well, because people want you to win, man. People want you to win all the time, and they want you to win on sometimes on things that are not bred to win.
Right.
And the interesting thing is people want me to fix things that sometimes aren't fixable. And we've exhausted all options. And sometimes we say, maybe she needs to be a broodmare. And nobody wants to hear that. But that's the true side of the matter.
And I'm glad you brought this up, because people do need to hear this. I mean,
it's just, the hardest part of it is that sometimes we don't win. Most of the time we do, but sometimes we don't win. And what happens when you don't win, or you have to say, hey, this is the end of the line? How did people take it? You got to make sure that you're a veterinarian that has a good compassion, good morals, good aspects, and all that to deal with.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times you got to break some bad news.
I think the toughest ones are those colics that are non-surgical or can't be taken care of, and these horses are just deteriorating, and they're like, we'll just keep going, we'll keep pushing, and just we've exhausted all options. It's time to
do what's best for the horse.
Exactly. And those are the hard processes. Shout out Yeti coolers.
Oh, all day long. This little
Little coffee one's fantastic.
They are great.
All day long.
I've got them all over the ranch.
I know.
My wife gets so pissed. We've got 27 of these Yeti tumblers, 2 in the house.
And why didn't we think of this? Why didn't we think of
something that simple? They've done well.
I need to touch on your wife, Cheyenne. Her and I have a pretty cool little bond.
Oh, unbelievable.
Really, really cool little bond. And she's made me a better veterinarian in the aspect that me and Super Stud were getting ready to have a knockdown drag out in the aisleway one time. And I'll never forget, she touched me on your shoulder and she goes, I'd rather you not do that, because I was getting ready to give him the old belly kick.
And she said, please don't.
She touched me on my shoulder and she goes, I don't think you should do that. I love it. And you probably don't know this one, but this was pretty funny. I love this. It was pretty funny. And I think it was the mama bear coming out in her, because her eyes weren't bulging, but they changed shape.
I know that look.
And her voice sounded like this, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. I love that.
But the best part about it is she keeps us all in check at all aspects. And I get a little erratic. I'll have 3 or 4 horses going and people be running, sweating. It'll be like 911 emergency. And China will be like, can we just look at this one right here first? But she keeps us all in line. She
is amazing at the barn.
Well, hang on here. Now, here comes Claire with the dog, and she wants to talk about a SWAT episode. I've got 3 horses going on. Claire wants to tell me about what's going on here.
And
I'm like,
SWAT.
Hey.
She's all about combat, dogs, horses, basketball.
The 3-legged dog you got, we are putting him in a golden tomb when he passes, man. He's
Boots
impressive.
is unbelievable.
Amazing.
That's why we got the puppy.
The puppy's paw's as big as your head.
Hopefully it gets as big as Boots, but we're hoping Boots trains it.
And then Talon's got that little Jack Russell that comes running up.
That's a cool Jack Russell.
That is. We
got several of them. Skylar's got one. Talon's got one.
You got a good team there. You guys really do. And everyone knows their part. And a few weeks ago, Cheyenne wasn't there and Skylar was,
stressing out.
She called about 7 a.m. What time are you going to be here? I'll have everything ready. I'm trying to get that first cup of coffee in me. Give me a second here. Give me a second.
I do got to give them a shout out on here. I do have an unbelievable team that makes it where I can come do this with you. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry at home because they worry. And 2, they're all invested. That's what I love about it is
you have a rope horse division now that I like. My man Spud, the quiet assassin,
I know,
always walks around like, how are you?
The quiet assassin. I like that.
He's really good. He can rope, man.
Yeah.
His family's a good people too.
There's no better human being on earth. Really all of them, like their walk with the Lord is starting to grow and yeah, they're all doing it, they're all just, it's kind of emotional for me because we've all become kind of a big family, but yeah, I mean, just like the rope horses, they
look for your leadership too, and they like what you're doing. And that's a key component. So give yourself a little kudo as well, because someone's got to be the leader of the band. Someone's got to help direct the traffic, herd the cats, all the fun stuff. And it's
luckily they're patient because sometimes my leadership gets immature at times. And that's where Cheyenne definitely steps in.
Well, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is what makes you so good. So that's like, there's some things that I'm not good at. Charlie's fantastic at, Ricky's fantastic at, Felipe's fantastic at. You just pass the love down the line, because at the end of the day, it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the bottom line in your business. And even in what you're doing in your business, it's what you're doing for Stanford Ranch. You've got to take care of your bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about some of the new things in technology and all the things that are coming out in the vet world.
So we have created such a great hospital that we just keep adding. So every year we're profitable. We put a little bit more back in the practice like any good business does. And we just have put in a CT and an MRI machine. And the amazing thing about that is we're going to almost have our own signature equine diagnostic center. And a lot of people still don't understand that the future is probably going that way. And here's the example. Sometimes we block out these horses and we still don't know what's wrong with him. Ultrasound, x-ray. Could you imagine putting that horse in an MRI and having 1,000 images of that horse's foot? That's what we've kind of created, that we can get a proper diagnosis instead of sometimes guessing on some of these horses. I don't really like to say the word guessing, but realistically, we're treating these horses with an unknown diagnosis. And as a trainer, a lot of times that we're doing things like, hey, maybe this right ankle really is bothering him, but you don't know that there's a little cartilage issue in there. When you do an MRI, it pinpoints the exact problem that's going on with them. And that's just colossal future amount of knowledge that we're going to be able to gain. And then you can take that with all of those images, and as things grow, you'll have an AI space where some of that stuff that you'll be able to put in a category of where you create a diagnostic image or a diagnostic profile for some of these horses. It is mind-blowing knowing that I was born in 1970 and I'm seeing some George Jetson stuff now be done on horses. It's incredible.
So what's that going to do to our veterinarian world? For us as competitors,
off the chart diagnostics, and plus it just puts you a grade above other practices because they'll bring them here. But that's where you get collaboration with other practices.
Absolutely.
And guys wanting to know, we're not interested in stealing your business. We're trying to help your business as well as ours grow. And really what it is
because
it
it'll
gives
be
you
better because you can pinpoint the problem, right?
All day long. CT imaging with head and neck. It's just...
So explain that, the CT imaging. What is that exactly?
So computer topography. So if you've got a sinus issue or something that we were not able to pick up on pick up on X-ray, you can actually take an image of it with a computer topography, and it just a whole deal. Like neck issues, wobblers that you see along the way. The process is immense. And I'm probably not the best person to explain this because it's not my space, but we have, so many people radiologists that are they pinpoint it, so many different things that are going to be able to tell us diagnostically what's wrong with the horse.
And we're going to be able to do it right there at the clinic.
Oh, and it's just not far. And you know how many horses that we already see that we're going to be able to do this to? Yeah,
it's insane. I came and picked up that one the other day.
It was amazing.
And I'm like, listen, if somebody out there needs a job, head on over to Signature Equine because you probably get paid directing traffic.
We're working on that.
It's busy.
A lot of growth.
No, they told me about the new parking lot, and it looks amazing.
The interesting thing is with all of this new diagnostic, you just create more of a niche area for things to go, and you need to have someone who's specialty. I'm glad to know that I have that team of people that I'm like, I can't get this issue resolved. I'm going to send in for an MRI or a CT, and I'll have somebody that's an expert on the backside to be able to do that. It just makes things so much better for us that are doing ambulatory medicine.
Absolutely. Yeah, it changes the game.
It does, and it puts an epicenter of growth in Morgan Mill and Stephenville. It really does.
And that's going to be the only one.
There is one up
Las
north.
Colinas.
Yeah. And
then
that's
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know about the one.
I think there's one in Whitesboro. I'm not for sure on that.
The Las Colinas one is outstanding. It's just in the worst.
To get to, too.
And that's what everybody's like. I think that we will pick up some of that business only for the simple fact that people don't want to drive up to that mess. It's an all-day affair.
The first time I ever went there, I'm going to tell a bad story on Katie Rice. It was for her gilding. I loaded up. I was working for them. I'm like, hey, I'll run it over there for y'all. No big deal. dude, I sit in traffic, and it's first time I had done the traffic.
I've had people call me up, and they're like, a few little explicatives yelling at me. I wasted my day to go up here. I was like, I'm sorry, but it was for a good purpose.
We're gonna figure out on this horse.
Yeah, so
they do take great care of them.
They're phenomenal. They're phenomenal up there. We send a ton of business to them, and they're all good about communicating. It's just we want to be in that space.
Absolutely.
So why not do it? And why not?
Well, and as y'all should, because I mean, there's so many horses. I would kill to know the number that comes through there a day.
We have the network to provide that service as well. We have a lot of people that can handle that load as well as that type of medicine. It's just nice to know that we have grown exponentially to be a part of this.
So when you came down in 2015, what did it look like then compared to now as far as numbers, like on people?
You know, I want to tell you that we have 65 or 70 employees at Signature now. I think when I came, there was about 17 to 20, maybe 25 at max. But it has just,
wow.
It's just really went well.
That's a lot of growth.
And you know what the best part about it is? Our internship program is so strong now that we are trying to keep some of them.
I was about to say, probably hiring them.
And, you know, it goes back to the work-life balance for us older guys. Not that there is any, but there are some things that I won't need to do, or Charlie will need to do, or Ricky will need to do at the end of the day that we can send them to do it. You know,
absolutely.
It's like Cheyenne calls and goes, I have a laceration on the face. All right, well, hang on here. Let me get a hold of somebody. I'm across.
They'll be right there.
They'll be there. Like we have, I can send those kinds of people instead of you loading up and always having to go to the clinic if I'm not around.
So like on your internships, what do those look like? Are there different stages and levels, or?
It is an amazing amount of work in a year. You get 3 to 5 years
of experience
in one year. And it's amazing. And it's grueling and it's tired. And we want to help you, and you're going to fail, and we're going to pick you back up. It's a military service type deal. It really is. It's a training for the real world, and it's for the ones that are going to go out and make a difference, because we see fit to keep them involved in such a way that, you know, this is hard. It's only going to get harder. Do the hard thing. And they now understand how amazing the clinic really is when they walk away. I did my internship at Root & Riddle in Lexington, huge hospital, internationally known, great practice, and I walked out of there bulletproof. You really do. Because it's so hard, and you've done all the hard work and all the hard things, and you've seen the death, the dying, the healing, and you realize that, hey, okay, I can go and do this. And I remember this from my internship, and you just
fall right in there.
Fall right in and do it. And it's great because we are so involved with like Texas Tech and Texas A&M and Lincoln Memorial and all of the vet schools all around. They just send us good students, and we're able to pick out what's good and what's bad and what needs help and where it needs to go. And
they probably filter themselves as busy
they
as
do.
you are.
But it's a really good life to know that you're giving back some of your knowledge. And it takes you a long time as a veterinarian to get to this spot, to say, hey, okay, I feel really good about our future. And I think that we are developing an amazing group of equine veterinarians for the future. And it's all because of the love of the horse. It really is. It comes down to it.
That's awesome. So that's another thing. Like I always feel like you would be a fun guy to get in the rig with if I was an intern and go, how do you
the Stro days are the best days.
Yeah. Let's talk on the mentality side of how you juggle it all, from being a dad in the morning to Seth to making Sawyer's basically major league games.
I'm gonna make his game tonight after the podcast, because I have surrounded myself since my father has passed away at 16 with significant systems and networks to help me be successful, because I wasn't ever going to be the smartest guy in the room, but I was going to figure out, how do I get to that aspect in some way, shape, or form to be like the others, right? Like, I work with a bunch of amazing, super smart people. Am I supposed to be here? Yeah. But sometimes you question the mentality of like, okay, am I really supposed to be here, or have I worked myself into this spot? And I will tell you that having the right people put me in this spot, like Charlie believed in me. That was enough. Just come on, we'll figure it out as we go. And that's what we've done. You just implant the proper systems around yourself to make it right. I have an amazing admin right now, and I've got to tell you, Julia does my media. You know her. She's
amazing.
She is. She's hysterical. Her and I could have been on a Saturday Night Live skit.
Absolutely.
We could have done something of that sort. And then I have Timber now, that's like work wife / mother / she just stays on me. And I need that sometimes, because it helps me. Hey, you can do this today, but you can't do all of this today. Like, we got to move some of this around. And it's been a godsend, because we have grown into such a cool network that she now takes the words out of my mouth sometimes. And that's good, because
that's amazing.
She organized the podcast, and she organized the fact that, okay, if you're going to make Sawyer's Game, we need to do this much on this day and this much on another. And I kind of really like that, because sometimes I can get rattled, or when you get too much, knowing that someone.
Well, and you're a helper. You love to help people.
Yeah, she's like, we can't do this today. Like, we're not necessarily, okay, well, when can we do this? Well, can they bring it to us to the clinic in the morning at this time? She's always organizing it to make it easier. And that's what I need. And it's been powerful. It's made my life so much easier, because you have someone that cares about you, really what it comes down to. They want to see you be successful.
Absolutely. But still make it home.
Right.
And
we have so many people at that clinic that play a family part to us. We work hard. We work them like dogs sometimes, but also, if they need anything, we're the
You're
first
there
phone.
for.
Yeah. You call me at 1 a.m. I'm coming to get you. What do you need help with? They are
absolutely.
Family. Because when they help feed your family, there's a whole different perspective involved.
That's right.
Just like your team and my team, it's just, what are we getting done today? 1% better, right? 1% better.
A little better every day. So, do you have a favorite saying that you like to say, or
you ready?
Or a quote that you want to leave the world with?
My high school basketball coach, Jerry Durger, always used to say this: good, better, best. Never let it rest till the good gets better and the better gets best. That's probably my favorite one from, high school into college and along the way. Recently, I've picked up one that's a little, I wouldn't say it's an emotional saying, but it's the process of, are you taking care of the people that are going to cry at your funeral? And that one I had heard on the racetrack back in the day, that a groom had just passed on to me, and he said, hey, boy, make sure you're taking care of those people that are going to cry at your funeral. Mean your family and your friends and your
inner circle.
Your inner circle. So those are that. Those are my two that I kind of lean on. There's a couple biblical ones that my son Sutton has kind of passed on to me and whatnot, and we're getting better about our faith and all those things. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get it home to see those kids. Well,
Speaking of getting home and seeing the kids, who are they playing tonight?
TCU plays Texas, UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. So season's almost over, man. It's been an amazing 2 years. I think he's got
incredible,
a chance.
Right?
Yeah, it's just, it goes so fast, man. It really does.
Well,
You've got to try to enjoy every day.
He was, I remember the day that signing with TCU and how big a deal that is. And now it's like, we're looking at bigger deals now, and it's like, wow.
We're hoping to see what happens in July, but we're going to take it one day at a time. We're going to stay healthy. We're going to see where we're at, and we'll just keep going. That's the key.
So I got to ask, what's your ballpark dinner tonight? You a hot dog guy or?
Bob's Fajitas makes the best steak quesadilla. And they have a chicken quesadilla, and they have a burrito, but that food at TCU is fantastic. Great Los
Bob's
Fajitas.
Bob's Fajitas.
But the quesadilla. You'll come to a game. We got one more. We play at Utah. Or actually Utah comes to us. Come get a quesadilla.
I'm coming on. Well, Doc, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for letting me share. This was fun, man. Thank you very much.
It's inspirational.